to bring us another great customer story, this time from hybrid meeting solution leader Polly Caruana. Over to you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Seth. Yes, I do think you're an expert in eating cookies, for sure. Together, Polly and Microsoft Teams have been transforming the meeting experience across every industry for some time now. And one sector in particular where this solution has had the most profound impact is government, the public sector. Joining us all the way from Cornwall County in the UK to share one such story is User Environment Product Manager at Cornwall Council, Marcus Neal. Hello, Marcus.
Hi, Caruana.
Hi, it's so great to see you. I'm really glad to see you. We had such a great time preparing for this session. Nice long conversation.
Indeed, we did.
Will you tell folks briefly what you do at Cornwall County?
Certainly, yes. So I run a team who are responsible for all things user environment, and that includes the meeting room technology that has been gradually introduced over the past couple of years, and obviously has had a real big kind of bump with the return to the office and the need to start doing more hybrid. So that's kind of what I do.
It's great. I know that you've been there for quite some time, and I think this must be a unique time for you. Transforming the user experience in the public sector, I'm very passionate about this. I do a lot of public sector work in government, and we talked about this for such a long time as we prepped for this. But will you tell the audience a little bit of an overview of the great work that you've done there?
Yeah, so I think with the gradual return to the office that people have had, one of the things that we came up against was the legal requirement that we have to put the voting members, the committee members, into the spaces, but also to make sure that we could keep our officers safe in a time of COVID, and also to allow members of the public access to the democratic process. So that's the biggest challenge we've recently faced. And so we work with Polly to bring in Polly MTR solutions to work along with Teams that allowed members to meet, to vote in the room, but expert officers to be visible from outside to present their evidence and to not have to put themselves into that space. And the same with members of the public to be able to come in, participate in the democracy, make their point, and sort of see what their elected officials were doing, and then actually have a chance to sort of weigh in and see how the process worked. And it's been a really interesting experience to see the uptick in sort of participation that's actually managed to drive.
Exactly. I mean, that participation and the transparency you're bringing, I mean, I have to believe that that has a positive effect on what you're trying to accomplish there. Do you feel that? It's a little off script, but I just want to know, do you feel that positive impact?
Absolutely. We've sort of seen historically, because it's been an in-room experience and people have had to come to sort of, dusty old rooms effectively to have their voice heard. And that's actually meant that certain people weren't able to do that. We're an area which hasn't got great transport links. People couldn't come into these places. So these meetings run during the day. People are busy, looking after families, working. So the ability to take a little bit of time out if they can and participate, it's huge. It's really opened up the sort of demographic who can access the democratic process. So absolutely, we're definitely seeing that.
I'm so happy to hear that. So there's so much to dig into about this, but I know top of mind for our audience will be the expense. Was this some massive capital expenditure?
No, absolutely not. I mean, like a lot of public sector organizations, budgets are tight. And so we were working with a very small pot of money. One of the things that we do here is we work in an agile way. So it was all about coming up with an MVP, a minimum viable product, something that will deliver the customer's basic requirements, and that we would then iterate on from that. So, I mean, in terms of what was being spent in people claiming mileage to move to meetings and to drive around, in the loss of productivity from people traveling to and from site to sort of present evidence, it's a very small amount of money that's had to be spent in order to deliver this for the authority.
And we're going to have a little bit of extra time, so I'm going to ask you one more question, too, that I know folks will be thinking about. What about the user experience and getting people to actually use this stuff? Was that difficult for you? Did you do a lot of training? What happened there?
I think a huge part of that was the sort of buy-in with our customer. We had a great customer on this in our democratic services team, but the use of the Poly MTR, the uniformity of experience was really important. So listening to their feedback, creating that feedback loop where they could sort of speak to us about their concerns with the technology and how to use it, and actually sort of assuaging that a bit by putting members of my team in the room with them to sort of take them through it, to train them and to give them that confidence, because as well as running a meeting, they're now having to operate technology on top. And that's something that, it's quite daunting for people who aren't in tech like you and I to have to take that on. So that's been a huge benefit of the Poly MTR solution, with the fact that it does give the same experience whichever room you walk into pretty much. So that's been a huge hit for us.
That's such an important point. I'm really glad that I get to squeeze that into what we were talking about. We have a lot more information coming out on this, but I want to ask you self-servingly, will you come back to my show, Coffee in the Cloud, for a longer interview? Because I just know you have so much knowledge about this that people need.
Absolutely, delighted. I mean, like you said, we spoke for a long time before, so I think we can, speak for some more again. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you.